One of the coolest things about Airbnb investing is that there are so many different markets out there, and there is no one best short-term rental market because every market has a different goal. So the question should never be what is the best short-term rental market, but instead should be which market would you want to be able to put your money into. In this video, I'm going to be telling you which markets are hot and which ones are emerging. I'll be showing you why based on data provided by Airbnb, Mashvisor, and a few other reputable resources. Now, the thing to keep in mind is that the markets can change from year to year. People's travel patterns change, different markets start to gain a lot more traction. These are all things that can affect the investment and how it actually does. I mean, just look at markets like Austin and Miami. These markets have blown up as far as the amount of people that are looking to live there. Thus, the attention for investors has also shifted onto those markets a lot more recently as well. Properties that may not have been doing that well before may be doing exceptionally well because a lot of the focus with the investor's mindset has shifted onto, let's say, those particular markets. These market focuses can also affect the housing supply and demand, the seasonality, and ultimately your rental income. Like the past couple of years due to COVID-19, we saw bookings rise considerably in small cities and rural locations. Things change from time to time, place to place. So how do you know which markets are good now and which ones will continue to be good in the years to come? Well, you're gonna have to stick around and see what they are and why you should be adding them to your bucket list. First up is Gatlinburg, Tennessee. The city is the top spot on Lodgify's 10 best places to buy a vacation rental in 2022. This small town receives and gets tourists each year, and you probably know why. It's at the base of the Smoky Mountains. In fact, the whole area, including the surrounding towns like Pigeon Forge and Sevierville, saw over 14 million tourists last year because of the national park. Gatlinburg is accessible because there's 2 airports close by. It's also close to other vacation spots like Asheville, North Carolina. If you want to start a business renting out cabins, this might be the perfect spot. Gatlinburg has laws that are Airbnb friendly, so you can buy and easily rent a cabin no matter how simple or fancy it is. Occupancy rates are higher than average, and the RevPAR is as well because it's a popular destination for families, couples, bachelor and bachelorette parties. If you can afford it, go for a 4 or 5 bedroom cabin with great views, large decks, and the option to add a hot tub or make a game room. That will help your listing exponentially stand out. When you add those 5-star perks to your listings, you could potentially make around $80,000 a year, which is twice the market average. Number 2, Kissimmee, Florida. Kissimmee is another great spot to invest in short-term rentals. The city is in central Florida and is less than half an hour's drive from Orlando, so families visiting Disney World stay in Kissimmee for the lower prices. Orlando gets 75 million tourists each year due to its world-famous theme park and gorgeous sunshine. Kissimmee's vacation rental industry has grown 36% in the past year. The most popular rented properties are those with 4 bedrooms or more, but a 2-bedroom apartment can make up to $24,842 each year. Number 3, Charleston, South Carolina. This city has been topping Travel and Leisure magazine's best U.S. cities for many years now. In fact, it's already in the Hall of Fame. Charleston is the largest city in South Carolina and is known for its great food, friendly folks, and plentiful beaches. No matter where you go in Charleston, you're never more than 20 minutes from water and beautiful sandy beaches. But most of the city's charms come from its long history, cobblestone streets, horse-drawn carriages, antebellum mansions, and friendly people from the South. The area gets a higher score for revenue growth in part because more people want to rent larger homes, which has also driven the average daily rate up to $386. In addition to the rise in revenues and rates, Zillow tends to show that the average value of the home in Charleston, which is $504,000 right now, will continue to rise by 19%. In 2021, Charleston had a 72% occupancy rate, which helped push the RevPAN to $148, which was 48% more than in 2020. Number 4, Lake Tahoe. Airbnb says that South Lake Tahoe is one of the top 10 largest U.S. cities to invest in vacation rentals with an annual earning potential of $62,187 when listed on Airbnb. Lake Tahoe has been named one of the best lake towns, ski destinations, and all-around travel destinations in the U.S. and the world. Because the area is so beautiful, it almost sells itself. Visitors can hike on mountain trails, relax on South Lake Tahoe beaches, ski down Squaw Valley slopes, or eat gourmet food in Incline Village. During the peak summer, tourists go there to jet ski, parasail, hang glide, or even bungee jump. Homes in this area go up in value pretty quickly, so you'll be fine if you want to sell your property in the future. Homes in South Lake Tahoe usually sell in 30 days, and when they're on the market, they usually get 2 or more offers. But South Lake Tahoe is a vast area, and each neighborhood has its own feel and scenery. But usually, vacationers want to be by the water, so if you can find a waterfront property, that's more likely to be a gold mine. Number 5, Savannah, Georgia. Another hot market in the southeast is Savannah, Georgia. Savannah has a lot of art, history, great food, unique architecture, natural scenery, and you might have heard ghost stories. Yes, it's the most haunted city in the United States, but this coastal town is one of the friendliest cities in the world as well, according to Condé Nast Traveler. Known for their southern hospitality, folks down in Savannah say if you go into an old building or cemetery there, it's very likely that you'll see some ghosts. So if your guest happens to be a ghost hunter, tell them that they could see some very real paranormal activity while they're down there. The city's also really close to an airport and has the layout that's very walkable. Savannah's historic district, which was built in the 18th century, has more than 20 cobblestone blocks lined with old mansions and churches, well-kept gardens, and parks shaded by moss-covered oaks. Another attraction is the Savannah River, where people love to kayak and look for bottlenose dolphins, egrets, herons, and other wildlife. So if you want to check the city out, look for the riverfront properties or those near the historic areas. Just be mindful that historic areas typically do have different regulations than the surrounding area because historic areas are maintained by its own type of governing body. Short-term rental investors love quiet Savannah because the market is affordable. It has a cap rate of 9% and a median home price of less than $280,000 and a lot of homes for sale. RevPAR went up to $141 in 2021, an incredible 58% surge. Number 6, Santa Fe, New Mexico. This city has consistently high nightly occupancy rates, but you'd be surprised there are only less than 2,000 active listings on Airbnb. It's still growing, so now's a great time to be able to jump in. At 7,000 feet above sea level, Santa Fe is still a hot spot because you can hike, bike, raft, fly fish, and even get sun all year long. Plus, it's only within a few hundred miles of a number of big cities in the US and Mexico, so you get a lot of tourists that traffic between both countries. This small town is in the foothills of the Sangre de Cristo Mountains, which is often included on Travel + Leisure's Best American Cities list. It's called the city different because it really does look different. It has unique homes built in Spanish Pueblo style, lots of Native American ruins, and a mix of Algo, Hispanic, and Native American cuisine, and world-famous art. Santa Fe's art scenes boast the third largest art market in the country with more than 250 galleries and more than a dozen museums. The Pecos real estate market in Santa Fe is affordable. The homes have been updated and are kept in great shape, and many of them have views of the river. As shown by its 55% occupancy and $168 RevPAR, Santa Fe is a great place to invest in short-term rentals. Number 7, Big Sky, Montana. Outdoor lovers flock to Big Sky for its rugged slopes. In the summer, families love to hike, bike, and camp at Yellowstone National Park, and then in the winter, adrenaline junkies come for the world-class skiing and snowboarding. It's a tried-and-true vacation spot for nature lovers, making Big Sky a profitable investment year in and year out. Prices for short-term rental stays are rising, jumping 29% to $302 on average. RevPAR in 2021 was $187. That's a 48% rise from the previous year. Number 8, Joshua Tree, California. Joshua Tree is in the Mojave Desert north of the West Entrance Station to Joshua Tree National Park. It's about a 3-hour drive from San Diego, Los Angeles, and Las Vegas. It's an easy trip with an amazing landscape that can't be found literally anywhere else. Every year, millions of people visit the park's vast, unmatched landscape. In 2021, occupancy stayed at a good 62%. A price increase of 28% per year led to a 20% increase in RevPAR, or an average of $164. Not bad for a desert with only a few small towns. Joshua Tree has an impressive investability score because the average home price is $343,000 and the average annual income is $85,000 per year. It got a 97% score for rental demand and the markets around it did well too. Over the past year, the number of booked Airbnb listings nearby Yucca Valley has gone up by 58%, and this is because the area is popular with both real estate investors and guests. If you're looking to invest in Joshua Tree, go for bigger properties. Larger homes have more than 3 times the income potential than the smaller homes, but they cost a lot less to buy. Number 9, Maui, Hawaii. Maui is one of the best places to invest in Airbnb because it has high occupancy and strong revenue growth. It's pretty easy to run Airbnbs there because the county government allows short-term rentals without the landlord's presence. Also known as the Valley Isle, it's the second largest Hawaiian island that's popular for its world-famous beaches, whale watching, great surf, and beautiful golden sunsets. Tourism is the backbone of that island, and while real estate there is expensive, it's a high-demand market and supply is very low. Appreciation rates are also steady, so you know that if you invest in property there, it's only a matter of time before you reap your rewards. So if you want to buy a rental property in Maui, Laana, Wailuku, those are the best places to do so. Laana's short-term rentals on Airbnb and Vrbo enjoy a 90% occupancy according to AirDNA. With the average daily rate of $375, the average full-time rental property in Maui makes over $100,000 per year. Number 10, Phoenix, Arizona. Phoenix has been the fastest growing big city in the United States over the past decade. Migrants keep moving in from other states and metros, lured by the lower taxes, lower cost of living, and great livability. The Valley was the most popular migration destination this last year. Tourism has rebounded too. According to Airbnb, Phoenix was the third most profitable area for new hosts on the platform for the first half of 2021. Aside from that, the city is quickly becoming the next tech boomtown. Compared to Austin, Texas, it has a lot of space and cheaper real estate. Companies like Lucid, Nikola Motors, Taiwan Semiconductor, Weebly, Gainsight, and Silicon Valley Bank have set up operations in Phoenix. The value of homes has been skyrocketing and demands keep outpacing supply. Rent prices are actually soaring there too. Greater Phoenix is home to one of the largest municipal parks in North America, South Mountain Park. With over 16,000 acres, it offers 50 miles of hiking, biking, and horse trails. And of course, Arizona State is home of the Grand Canyon. You're unlikely to go wrong investing in Phoenix. It's a great time to be in that market, whether you're buying or selling. In fact, if you already have a property there and want to upgrade, now's a good time to consider selling. The Valley saw around 100,000 homes resale in the past year. Now, I wanted to include a few sleeper areas that surprisingly made it to the top 10 list as well. Number 11, Pulaski, Virginia. Mashvisor actually put this small town at the top of its 10 best places to buy a short-term rental property in 2022. Pulaski is in the middle of the New River Valley, which is near Clayton Lake State Park, where tourists go boating, fishing, and swimming, hiking, and picnicking. It's also near New River Trail State Park, which has a 57-mile linear park around an old railroad bed that's popular with off-road cyclists. People also visit the Draper Village downtown to eat, shop, and attend events like weddings. The price to rent a place in the scenic Virginia town is $241 per day, but the prices of the homes in the town are low and are only around $144,000 on average, which is great for first-time investors. The return on cash is a 9.88%. Number 12, Kenai, Alaska. Not all the best Airbnb spots have beaches, deserts, or historical towns. The Kenai Peninsula up north in Alaska is actually AirDNA's number 2 best places to invest in. It's a great place for people who want to experience Alaska's wilderness with access to national parks, wildlife viewing, and world-class salmon fishing. Before the pandemic, occupancies averaged about 60% during the summer. In 2021, that number swelled to over 80%. AirDNA gave Kenai Peninsula a score of 94 for revenue growth because of this. The average home value in Kenai is $237,000, and the average revenue is $44,000. Look in Seward and Soldotna areas. Both are less than 3 hours from Anchorage, they have high investability, and both saw strong demand and rising income in 2021. Number 13, Slidell, Louisiana. If you like New Orleans, then consider the nearby town of Slidell instead. It's just 40 minutes from both the French Quarter, the casinos, and the beaches of the Mississippi Gulf Coast. Just like neighboring NOLA, Slidell has higher scores for revenue growth and investability. The historic Old Town district has southern charm and friendliness, and the nearby Honey Island Swamp is full of adventure. A short-term rental in the area costs an average of $339 daily, and those nights can add up to a high annual income of $69,000, which isn't bad for an area where the average home price is $225,000. So those are my top 10 spots for investing in Airbnbs, plus 3 new areas worth serious consideration. With this info, you can now narrow your search and start the process of buying a short-term rental with the ultimate goal of making good passive income. Comment down below if you want me to provide more markets that would be good for short-term rental investing. Subscribe if you want more short-term rental and real estate related content, and I'll talk to you all in the next one. Keep on hosting.